if you're a far left liberal, I'm talking to you. If you're a far left, oh, you know where the camera's at. Far left liberal, you love your country. Just say you have 2 or 3 kids, and you live in a gated community, and you're like, I'm safe. I live in a gated community. They even the candy we hand out for Halloween is sugar free and it has no poison in it, no fentanyl. We have a check. Well, guess what? I've lived in Florida and I've lived in a lot of states and I've been in a lot of countries. Gated communities are honey holes because the people that live in these gated communities have a shit ton of money. They have money in the banks, but they have what they call safes, and they have a lot of collectibles and stuff. They have jewelry. So a lot of these guys that don't abide by gun laws, remember, stricter the gun laws, the safer you are. No. I've never seen a guy walk into a bank and say, I'm going to rob this place. Oh, wait. I'm a convicted felon. I'm not allowed to own this gun. I'm sorry. Leave it on the ground and walk out. Have you ever
Right.
seen that? Never going to happen.
Nope.
99.9% of people that do home invasions are felons. They get their guns from stealing and robbing and selling drugs, this and that. So if you're ever asleep at night and you laid your kids down to bed, most liberals don't read them the Bible because they don't believe in the Bible. So they go to bed and all of a sudden you hear the door get kicked in. Five or
Mm-hmm.
six, 5 or 6 men, I don't care if it's Mexican, blacks, Puerto Ricans, whatever, white men, skinheads, bust in your door and they're all locked and loaded. Home invasion. All of a sudden you hear this, you're freaked out, you're shaking, you don't know what to do because you don't have a closet that has 2 or 3 guns to go to. When you hear your kids being yanked out of their rooms and being beaten, and we'll say it on here, I'll get kicked out. If you hear your daughters being raped, and you don't have a gun to protect your children, that's your fault. If
That's
you're
right.
driving in a car doing 115 miles an hour and you roll that car and your kids aren't in seatbelts or they're not in child care or this gets me fired up when I'm talking about car seats. Guess who's responsible when your kids get ejected and they get ejected and they break their necks and they die? Who's responsible? You are,
Mm-hmm.
because you were speeding, you were driving a car, you were in control of that car, and your kids weren't safely protected. Those doors get kicked in and they rob you blind and they rape your children, rape your sons. I don't care if they even rape your boyfriend and husband. Somebody in that house is probably going to get raped. It's your responsibility because you chose, I'd rather have a book on Hillary Clinton than actually buy a gun to protect my kids because guns are scary. Get over your fear of guns. Learn how to
Mm-hmm.
protect your kids. You don't have to be shooting guns. You don't have to keep it in your pocket. You just have it somewhere safe. But no, guns are scary. Well, guess what? Criminals are even more scarier. And when one of your children are ripped out of bed and their pants are pulled down and they're sodomized and beaten, think about how scared they are.
That's
You
right.
did that to your children. You did that to your children. Because if you
Mm-hmm.
would have had a gun, come out of that room firing, 99% of freaking felons and guns will take off running. Your children
That's
will be
right.
safe. Yeah, they'll have PTSD for the rest of their life from the sound of the guns and men kicking in. But guess what? They won't be raped. They won't be murdered. They'll be alive, and they'll probably grow up to buy guns and protect their own family. That's why I can't